Dr. Kevin Lester. Doctor, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you,
So
Chuck.
what kind of doctor are you?
Well, in my real life, I'm an orthopedic surgeon, and I do a lot of joint replacements and carpal tunnels and knee arthroscopy. But as I got older, I started getting interested in aging medicine or age management. And so I sort of recognized at the age of about 52 that life didn't seem so bright. So I talked to one of my friends, and I said, hey, I don't feel so well, and he gave me some antidepressant medicine.
Yep.
And I
That's
said,
what they do.
After about 2 weeks, I said,
You're one of them.
I took it.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
And after
kind
about-
was it?
I don't even remember.
But was it good?
No.
No, but-
After about 2 weeks, I said, I feel a bit better, but it's not it.
Well,
That's
wait. I have a little problem with these kind of things. I feel like we're an overprescribed nation. Okay,
Well,
and I think that 30 years ago, maybe even less, you go to the doctor and they say, "Hey, pull your pants up." Not maybe a prescription.
Huh?
Right?
Well, I sort of think that in 2015 we ought to take advantage of all the things that are available in 2015, including your black water.
Pretty good stuff, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't use it.
Oh, I do.
But
It's
I
pretty
did.
good stuff.
But I did try this antidepressant medicine, and it didn't really make me feel much better. So the next day I jogged over to another friend's place, and I said, Pat, I don't feel so good. And he looked at me and he said, come with me. And he took me into his office, and we talked about testosterone levels. And I was 52. Just as women kind of go through these life changes, and they know it because their menstruation changes, men apparently, I had no idea.
Men go through the change? Is that what you're saying?
Men go through a change. We ought to call it menopause rather than menopause.
Womanopause.
I got measured,
Right.
and my testosterone was low. I was ever so shocked. And I got on
What kind of things
testosterone.
does that affect?
It affects everything. It affects how much body fat you got. It affects your outlook. A lot of guys that are low testosterone have heart disease. They have depression. They have they work out at the gym, but they don't gain any muscle. They get bigger bellies. God, I could go on and on for a long time.
The sex.
And diminished sexual desire.
Let's talk about something that matters here, Doc.
Yeah, and diminished sexual performance.
Right.
And so for all the guys that are taking Viagra, their real problem is probably low testosterone.
Now, can you put testosterone in your body by yourself, or does a doctor need to have to
No,
do
you
it?
can get it prescribed and do it yourself.
Is it legal?
It's not legal to do it by yourself without a doctor's prescription.
Oh.
Even a doctor
It's
will
not
get
like
arrested.
a performance-enhancing drug.
As a matter of fact, most people in the United States that are using testosterone are the average age of 25. They are abusers. There are abusers.
So they're using
and
it like
users.
a steroid?
It is a steroid.
Oh.
They're using it to get big muscles. Rather than work out to the fair way to make big muscles, they want to get big muscles, they want to work out. And if you see a muscle magazine, every one of those guys is on testosterone. When you have huge muscles, like you could never work out to get muscles like that.
Is that legal in professional sports?
Well, it's illegal use of the drug, and but
Can a
it's
doctor
legal.
prescribe them for it, and it's okay?
No, a doctor will be. That's an impropriety.
Okay.
But as a matter of health, good health is associated with normal levels of testosterone. So that
What's a normal level on a guy 50 years old?
Well, it's a great question because you're right in there. A normal level for a 30-year-old is about 1,000.
1,000 what?
1,000 nanograms per milliliter.
Okay.
And the level for a 80-year-old is around 100. And so those are all normals, 100 to 1,000. What you would rather
Could
be,
an 80-year-old be at 1,000?
It could be, and
I
he
mean,
would be a
but
healthy.
with therapy?
It would with therapy, yeah, definitely.
And what would that make an 80-year-old feel like?
He'd feel a lot better than he would if he wasn't on it. He'd have energy. He'd have muscles. He'd have no osteoporosis. He'd have more interest. He'd tell jokes better. He'd be awake longer.
I know what
want
you just
exercise.
did there. I saw that. The good joke thing. So, tell me about your experience.
Well, because I run an orthopedic program and I have lots of people that need hip and knee replacement, I have an elderly group often. And I would say, when I realized what had happened to me, I started asking them. And oftentimes the guys would reason, oh, no, I'm just fine. And I'd say, well, do you have any grouchiness? And if they were there with their wife, they would say, yeah, he's grouchy. And the guy wouldn't even notice it. But you'd see any man that has a fracture almost always has low testosterone.
Really?
Any man with a big belly
does it have something to do with bone
always has
density?
low testosterone. Yeah. Yeah. And exercise does too. Any man who is out of shape is probably low testosterone. I mean, when we were 35, were we out of shape? You were naturally in shape.
I'm still in shape.
I saw you.
What do you mean?
You're okay.
What?
We got to get you measured, man.
Well, how old are you?
64.
Oh, okay. Well, you're doing okay then, I guess.
How old are you?
How long you been on the testosterone?
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you work out?
Yep. I just walked 45 miles in the mountains the last 3 days.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How'd you feel after that?
My knee hurts.
Yeah. Have you had any problems with your knees before the testosterone?
No.
No. Any other back, hip, anything like that?
I've been pretty lucky. I've been pretty healthy.
Okay. Now let's talk about. Of course, you're prescribing it to some of your patients.
Over 100.
Yeah. Tell me about how some of the things it's done for them.
You know, that's a great question. I appreciate it because one day I walked through my office, and there were about 6 guys in the office, and I just walked from one to the other, and I said, "Give me one line that tells you how you feel on this testosterone program." One guy said, "I ride my bicycle 19 miles an hour rather than 17 miles an hour." Another one said, "I'm no longer moody." Another one said, "I've got more interest in my wife and we go out more often." Another one said, I wish I could remember. "I've got more, I tell more jokes." Okay. I mean, it was really classic.
They're guys, enjoying life more.
And nobody drops out of the program. And we're very careful with the way we do it. We optimize them, and you've seen the advertisements saying, if you're on prescribed testosterone and you've had a heart attack, a stroke, a deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, or death, call us. We're very careful to measure and keep things in order. In fact, you will die younger if you have low testosterone. You will die younger.
And look older.
Yes, and look older. And not feel as good, so you'll probably be happier to die.
I'm curious, is this covered by insurance?
It is.
No kidding.
Yeah.
For everyone?
For everyone that has low testosterone, yeah.
Is there a certain age limit they have to be at? Or?
No, you have to have measured levels that are low. And the average guy that's in our program notices he's had problems since the time he was about 50 or 52. And they basically just get used to a compromised life. But we have one guy in who's 36, and there's many that are in their 40s. Because just like women going through the change of life, it varies as to how your DNA is set up.
What about preventative? Is it like a preventative measure?
Well, using testosterone is a preventative measure. We've never seen, I don't know of anybody that has had a fracture of the hip, a man, that didn't have low testosterone. But it's preventative for heart disease, it's preventative for obesity, it's preventative consequently for type 2 diabetes. It lowers cholesterol often. But your question had two issues, and I don't remember what the other one was. Anyway, forgive me.
Can people just come in and talk to you?
We have a fancy phone number.
Okay.
It's 844-TOP-HAT-1.
Top Hat 1, why? Can I ask why?
Because I tried TOP. No, TOP is Testosterone Optimization Program,
okay.
And I thought the top hat was sort of elegant.
Okay, I like it.
And so I could remember it.
All right. Is the consultations free? What do you come in?
I'm so interested in getting people in this that they can have a free consultation. We'll get free laboratory studies, and anybody who resists it, I would suggest that they try it for a month. And after a month, if they don't feel better, quit. But they won't. Everybody that gets on this really likes it.
Positive.
And it's really good men's health.
Awesome. You know what, Doctor? I'm so glad you came on. I hope you guys at home give Dr. Lester a call, go see him, and raise your testosterone levels, darn it. Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right, Doctor, nice to see you. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stick around.